he does not deserve the respect of me respecting. What? He does. What am I saying? I just lost my train of thought. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm crazy excited because I am coming to you all the way from scorching, blazing hot Durban. I am sweating up a river right now as we speak. But yeah, I'm sure you guys can tell by the title that today is going to be a story time video, and the story that I'm going to share with you was actually triggered by a recent event that occurred. Okay, so if you're interested, let's just get into it. Okay, so I recently landed in Durban and my brother and his wife decided to take me out on the town. Listen, I grew up in KZN, right? But I have not been in Durban for like a hot minute. So I guess he just wanted to like take me out, go catch up over a drink, whatever. So we found ourselves at Capello's on Florida Road. Is it Florida Road or Street? Well, Florida anyway. But you guys, I was never ready. Like, I was never ready for what we were about to encounter. See, figure at the door at Capello's, like, oh my goodness, I was shocked. I was shocked. So we speak to the waitresses, like they're standing by the entrance, right? So we asked them, it's okay guys, like we want a place to sit. Can you guys like, cause like it was packed. It was packed. Well, yeah, it was packed actually. So we were like, okay, find us a place to sit, you know, it's just the three of us, whatever. So this girl is like, there's space in the basement, right, at Capello's. So we decided, okay, no, it's chilled, we might as well go chill in the basement. As we were making our way, guys, to the basement, you will not believe that this girl was being dragged out. When I say dragged, I mean like dragged out armpit first, and like she didn't have any shoes on. It was just appalling. But she was being dragged out of Capello's and she was completely and utterly not even passed out. I'm trying to find an appropriate word. She was hung, like completely and totally utterly hung. Like she was gone, and her friends were following behind her, and I'm not sure if it was one of the waitresses or one of her friends who had her shoes in hand. Like, it was appalling the way they were dragging her out. But that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was the fact that she was wearing a mini shirt dress, right? And it's short, it's a mini dress. So they're dragging her out armpit first. This girl is wearing a G-string and her ass is completely out. But before I become extra and all judgmental on the poor lady, listen, I remember that I found myself in a similar position in Cape Town. Oh my goodness, the things we do. Well, let me set the scene for you. Do you guys know that adverts where that girl is like, well babes, you better get used to screaming it from the golden circle because I'm gonna be a star. Like, I like it when she does it. I'm gonna be a star. So let me set the scene for you. So basically, this happened in 2012, the year 2012. Your girl was in her sophomore year. If you do not know sophomore, then get to know. We're global citizens. You should know, okay? My second year at UCT. I am in a senior res at this point in time. Leesbeck Gardens to be exact. And honey boo, I am excited because I just moved from this junior res full of hall. Hated every minute of staying there. They treated us like kids. Like we do not have minds of our own, and I hated that. So I was practically excited to just be in a senior res and have control over like many aspects of my life, not being locked out when I go out and come back to res after midnight. Yes, fuller hall would do shit like that. Excuse my French, but they would do things like that, like lock you out. I don't know how many times, because I used to be that girl. Like Fridays I go out and I party. Listen, to come back on a Friday, you came back at like 1 a.m. in the morning, and now you have to take the bench because they locked the turnstile gates. Like, cannot fathom. So anyways, I was really excited to be a senior, I guess, and stay in this senior race. Now, one thing you should know about your girl is that I am an extrovert of note. I am a social butterfly of note. I mean, now I've sort of turned it down because life and people have showed me all kinds of flames. But back in the day, like, you know, I didn't really know much about people. I didn't really know much about anything, about life in general. So I was just my bubbly social butterfly self. So it goes to follow that I ended up building friendships with all the people that I stayed with at Res, right? Or in my flat at Res, right? So it was basically 3 girls, including myself. Let's call the one girl D and the other girl T. They know who they are. And then one guy who was an exchange student from the States fell in love with Patrick. You guys, he was just such a pleasant human being. He was gay. So basically it was an all-girls flat, honey. Oh, like, my life was amazing at Leesville Gardens. Like, it was amazing. So being the social butterfly that I am, this one day I'm waiting in the shuttle bus line downstairs to go to campus along with a million other students, and right in front of me there is this cute yellow, like yellow, like the sun, honey, like yellow nigga standing right in front of me. He's tall, he's cute, but you can sort of see that he has a ghetto roughness to him, so to speak. So this guy randomly turns around, faces me, and he's like, "Are you the one who smells like that?" Help me fathom. Help me fathom the offense I took to that guy's statement. Yoguti, are you the one who smells like that? Now, if there's one thing I pride myself on, it's smelling great. Like, I could leave the house looking a mess, which I never used to do before, but now I do. But as long as I smell great, like, I'm good to go, right? So for a person to be like, "Are you the one who smells like that?" and with an offish kind of facial expression, like, it gets me thinking, like, oh, wait a minute, like, what, did I get it wrong? Like, do I smell bad? Like, what is happening? I'm about to rush back to the flat and take a shower again because, like, I can't be smelling all kinds of funky on campus. So obviously I'm like, dude, what do you mean? Like, what the heck? You don't even know me. You don't even know me. So he's like, no, don't take offense. I mean, like, you smell great, you know. The relief, I cannot even begin to tell you guys. But anyways, that is how the conversation started. And then as we were making our way to campus in the shuttle bus, listen, that guy was like cracking jokes the whole time. And not just jokes, he was also like dissing me, and I was just like, I was having a blast, you guys. I was laughing, and I was just like, he literally made my day that day. And you know, we exchanged numbers. And the nice thing about him, and I'm gonna say his name because I feel like because of the event that transpired after that, he does not deserve the respect of me respecting. What? He does. What am I saying? He does not deserve the respect of privacy. I think that makes it. Guys, English does not love it. I'm in Durbs, okay? And my people here, take offense if you will, but English is just not a thing here. Like, but anyways, I just lost my train of thought. Guys, it's so hot in German. I am burning. I am facing this bloody window and the sun is just like shining right in my direction, and yeah, like I'm burning. But anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh, so we exchanged numbers, and what I really liked about him was the fact that, like, you know, with guys, you know when that nigga has an ulterior motive. That guy did not have an ulterior motive, and I was very comfortable giving him my contact details because it was like, he's chilled. Like, he didn't come across as the kind of nigga who would try anything, you know. And just the way he was addressing me, it was like, I was his nigga, like, you know, like, and he was dissing me the whole time. And I've always just sort of gravitated towards guys more than girls in terms of friendships. So basically, fast forward to a couple of months down the line, you know, we're staying in res all together with these 2 girls and the 1 guy, Patrick, so DT and myself. And now I'm friends with this guy, Uspi. So we stay at the same res at Leesbeek, but obviously different flats, you know. So in Uspi, so we would chat on WhatsApp, but we wouldn't like call each other or message each other. The friendship was very casual. It wasn't hectic at all. You know, he'd tell me stories about how he grew up in Soweto, blah blah blah, like, and I really found that super interesting because, man, I was locked up, y'all. Like, I only got my life at varsity, but I was locked up as a child. I was locked up as a teenager. All I knew was mom and dad until I left. So this one day, my nigga decides that he wants to pull through and like come check me out in my flat. Like, this just one random day, something he has never done before. Now he wants to do. Okay, no, like, I'm not opposed to that. I don't have a problem. I'm chill, right? So I'm like, okay, come on over. Guy comes on over. Guy meets T, or lays his eyes on T, because he met everybody in the flat. Lays his eyes on T and falls head over heels in love with this girl. You guys, like, falls for this girl like hectically, right? Now, if you don't know the difference between cheese boys and hood guys or ghetto guys, niggas from the ghetto, they are very persistent. Like, they will not stop until they get the girl they want. And this guy would not let up. Like, he wanted T. He had this major sudden crush on T, and he was going to pursue T, even if it meant ruining my life in the process, because now I had to be the CCTV camera and literally just report every movement that T makes. I had to report it to his face, and it just got too much. Like, it got too much. Now, I have a ritual every Friday, which is called Wine Fridays. Pretty self-explanatory, where I turn down with friends or alone, doesn't really matter, and yeah, I sip on wine and get my life, right? So this one Friday, this nigga sends me a text message and he's like, he's on his way to campus to study. Friday evening, cannot fathom. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, all the best, right? So he's like, no, he's going to pass by the flat and just like check up on us and see what we're doing. So now he's coming by the flat a lot, which is totally odd because I'm not used to him doing that. Anyways, he comes to the flat. So he sees that we're having Wine Fridays, we're sipping on some wine, and D is also there. So it's me, D, and T in my room because I had the nice balcony. I shared it with D, but D doesn't really drink. So basically T and I are sipping on the wine. And I don't know what happened. Maybe, I don't know. I think that was the last straw for him that day. And you know what, before I even get to explaining to you guys what happened, I told T, right? I told her that, okay, no, my nigga, like, you know, he's into you in a big way, because like I was tired of having to report her every movement to him. And I was just like, make contact with the guy, like, I don't know, maybe see if you like him or whatever. I just do not want to be a part of this any longer, right? Now the thing is, he definitely was not her type. He just was not her type. Like, she had a type and I knew her type, and he was not her type. Like, yeah, definitely not. But the thing about T is she's also an extrovert, but she takes things to like the next level, especially when it comes to guys. Like, she would jump on niggas, get them to piggyback her. Like, she was just that girl. She'd wrestle with guys, you know. She did that with my boyfriend, and I would never get offended because I know that this is just how she is. She does it with like every guy, her guy friends, my guy friends, these guy friends. Like, she just does it with everybody. But now with Uspiso, it's a delicate situation because this guy is seriously into you. So things like that he can easily misinterpret into a show of affection from your side. You know, he can interpret it as you reciprocating the feelings that he has for you type situation. So like, I had already told her that this guy is into her, so I don't know why she just decided to be all that extra with him as well. If it were me, I would have treaded carefully, but I mean, I don't know. She knew that like he's not her type, and she was probably going to end up friend zoning him. But she should have told him, because hey, yeah, like she took it too far. Like she took it too far, and I could see this nigga like enjoyed this. Like he enjoyed piggybacking. Like he was in a relationship, y'all. Like so I guess that Friday was literally just the straw that broke the camel's back, because he went back to his flat. He was on his way to campus, mind you. So he decides to go back to his flat. Nigga returns with half a 6-pack of Hunter's Lemon. I had never tried it. And then he returns with a bottle of Smirnoff 1818 vodka. Now it was more than half full, but it had been opened. But I mean, am I gonna be suspicious of my nigga? I'm not gonna be. This guy's my friend. Like, you know, he has no reason to do anything out of the ordinary or anything sinister. Like, you know, so I trust him. I trust him and his alcohol. We trust him and his alcohol. So we get to drinking, right? So then he starts drinking wine, and he says that I can drink the Hunters. So I have no idea why I moved from wine to Hunters. I guess I wanted to like try the Hunters out because I was not familiar with Hunter's Lemon. So I start drinking the Hunters. T is like sipping on her glass of wine still, and we're having a good time, y'all. Like, we're talking, chatting, doing the most, laughing. He's cracking jokes. He's being himself. Like, he's not being odd or weird or suspicious in any way. He's just being auspicious. And then after drinking the Hunter's Lemon, your girl decides that she's not going to have any self-control whatsoever, and she's now going to go in for the Smirnoff 1818 vodka. So as I'm mixing myself a drink, right, so I go to the fridge, I get myself some liquid fruits, and as I'm mixing myself a drink, like, I can see that my nigga's uncomfortable. Like, my nigga's uncomfortable. Right? So I can see that, okay, no, something's up. So I ask him, like, dude, like, what's up? So he's like, are you sure you wanna drink this? I'm like, is there anything wrong with it? Like, is there a reason why I shouldn't? He's like, well, I mean, you've had wine, then you had cider, now you wanna have vodka. Like, are you sure you're gonna be okay? I'm like, nigga, listen, I'm a big girl, I can handle my alcohol. Now here is the messed up part, right? After I mixed myself a drink, this nigga went on to mix T a drink of Smirnoff 1818 vodka, right? And he kept them coming. Like, he kept them. This is actually not funny. He kept them coming, and she kept on drinking them, and I kept on mixing more for myself. Like, it was just over. Like, it was over. I ended up drinking about a total of 4. I think she ended up drinking a total of 5 or 6. When I tell you guys that the last thing I remember is sitting at my study desk on my chair and looking at T Nospeso making out on my bed, right in front of me. And for the life of me, I know that it's wrong, and I know that something is wrong with this picture, but I am completely paralyzed. I cannot move at all. I cannot move. I cannot speak. Like, my body is failing me. What am I looking at? Usfiso is getting his life with my friend T. He is getting his life with T, and T can't move either. She's paralyzed. She's on the bed. I don't know what the heck she's doing with her eyes. She has big eyes. I don't know if she's rolling her eyes, but you can see that she's uncomfortable. It was horrific to see, and this guy was like a monster. He was just undressing her and undressing himself. Like, it was just all so speedy, and it was just a very awkward situation to be in. So luckily, D realizes that there's an awkward silence all of a sudden. Now Dee left earlier on and went to her room because she doesn't drink. So we were making a noise all this time, chilling, having a blast music, and then all of a sudden there's no voices, just music. So she thinks, okay, let me just go check up on them and see what's happening. She opens the door, sees what's going on, kicks this nigga out, and yeah, everything else that happened after that is according to Dee's accounts, because for the life of me I cannot remember anything. So apparently I wanted to go to the bathroom, but I could not physically walk, so I was dragging myself across the floor trying to crawl, and I was trying to speak, but apparently the only sound that I could make at that particular time was literally, she said the only thing you could say was apparently T ended up being able to speak, but she wasn't making much sense at all, and it didn't seem like she was fully comprehending what was just about to happen to her or what actually happened. Yeah, so Dee decided that, okay, I need to put these girls to bed because something is completely off, something is totally odd. When we woke up the following day, right, we also thought, okay, clearly we overdid it with the drinking, and I guess all the different drinks just didn't mix. But what didn't make sense is that T only had wine and the Smirnoff. I had the wine ciders and the Smirnoff, right? Okay, so that's when we woke up in the morning. We're like, okay, no, we overdid it. You guys, it was odd though, because we both woke up in T's bed because Dee put us there, but I woke up in a pool of my vomit, which means I woke up in the middle of the night or early hours of the morning, whatever. I threw up on the bed, and then I went back to sleep on that pool of vomit, because when I woke up in the morning, it was just everywhere, on the side of my face, my clothes, on her bed, trickling down to the floor. It was absolutely appalling. And when I tell you that we were as sick as dogs during the day, we were so sick, we were nauseous, throwing up. Like with a hangover, you do not throw up the whole day. Like we were throwing up the whole day, and it's not like we have never been sloshed before. Like we have been, and it just never got to that level. Like in fact, we went out clubbing at Camps Bay and we came back with a cab, sloshed out of our minds, and we woke up the following morning hungover, but there was no throwing up, there was no passing out, like there wasn't anything out of the ordinary. This was just completely odd. It was very uncharacteristic of the both of us. So at this point, Uti is losing her mind, and she's like, no man, something happened, and I think Usfis was involved, you know, etc, etc. Like, which I thought was extra, because I really couldn't believe that my friend would do something like that. Please don't tell me those are the kids. So my babies just walked in. Come say hi, you might as well. You might as well. So they're back from school. Children. They are my babies. Mwah. Mwah. They get excited every time they see me with a full face of makeup. I'm blushing, you're making me blush. But yeah, so introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Hassan, and this is my sister.
Come on, you're not in frame. Get in frame.
Okay, we're in frame.
I think the camera is focused on Utahila because, yeah, she's in the focus zone. Or Hasana, I'm not too sure, baby.
No,
don't you want to move backwards? I think your face is blurred.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Okay, so TT, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is...
Look here. Okay, or there, anyway.
Hi, my name is TT. Are you blushing?
Your name is TT, and your surname is?
Manzana.
Manzana. And your name?
My name is Hossana Uyatango. You can call me Uyatango. And my surname is Manzana. And I'm so happy to see my auntie smiling.
I've been telling them that I want to film a video, you guys. They've never seen this process, so yeah.
Yeah, we haven't. Like, I'm happy to see it.
Okay, so Auntie wants to continue filming.
Okay.
It's awkward. You guys want to watch me film?
Yeah.
T got all suspicious of my nigga, like, she got all suspicious and she's like, no, this is odd. No, I'm okay, baby. This is completely odd. This guy has something to do with it. Like, I could not believe that, because at the end of the day, Uspiso was my friend, guys, and like, as much as he's from the hood and whatever, and he's this ghetto guy, like, I just could not believe that he would go to that level of lowness. Like, I just could not believe that, and I felt like she was being judgmental on him because she knew that he liked her, and I don't know why, like, she would think he would take advantage of her. So she's like, no, I should call him and we should confront him. I call him, he pulls through, and you know, at this point in time, I'm very uncomfortable. We didn't even let him into the house. Like, we confronted him outside by the door, and at this point in time, I'm like incredibly uncomfortable, because I don't want to be accusing my friend of something that I don't believe he did. Like, firstly, we didn't even ask him how he was the following day. Like, was he going through what we were going through? Was he throwing up uncontrollably? Like, was he sick? Was he not himself? We didn't even ask all of that, and here we are accusing him of something so huge, right? You know, T is losing her mind at this point, and she's threatening him. Her dad is something big in the military, and he better get to fessing up, because once her dad gets involved, like, things are going to go south pretty quick. The babies are looking at me. No, it's okay. It's just, it's awkward because aunties never filmed in front of you. I think we should film a tag video where, like, you guys answer questions in front of the camera for aunties' subscribers. See? Yeah, well, if the sun is still there, well, I can go get my other lights and then set it up.
I have two.
Yeah, I have 2 lights. Okay.
And what about the umbrella? Because we have two.
I have 2 umbrellas. Yeah. Okay, so she is busy confronting him, and obviously I'm being uncomfortable. But you guys, I was never ready. I honestly believed my nigga was innocent. Did this guy not fess up? He's just like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you can pause, baby. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I did spike the Smirnoff 1818 with paracetamol. Ipanado, ufage ipanado. You guys, like, I could not fathom. Hosana's laughing. I could not fathom that this nigga gonna drug us. He's gonna drug us with ipanado. You guys, the disrespect. Like, I could not handle it. I could not. So I go back into the house, because at this point in time, I'm like, what is happening? Like, did that nigga just say he spiked Smirnoff 1818 with ipanado? Like, and then for him to actually sit there and mix tea a drink, baby. For him to sit there and mix tea a drink, knowing full well Uguti, this thing has ipanado inside it, like, that is just a new level of low, you guys. Like, it was a new level of low. T was livid. I was shook. That is the only way I can describe it. I was shook. I was in disbelief, and I did want him to pay, because I was like, how dare you? Like, how dare you do that to me as your friend? And how dare you come and you try to force yourself on my friend? Like, just the disrespect, TT. You're disturbing me. So y'all, at the end of the day, I am a human being, and he had sort of shared the story about his background and how he grew up, and just the situation family wise in his life. So I really did end up feeling bad for even considering reporting him to the police, which is crazy. Like, he basically attempted to molest my friend, but I mean, he was doing his final year in something tronic engineering. I don't know if it was mechatronic engineering or electronic engineering, but he was doing his final year. He had a bursary from some company, and the thing about Cape Town, right, is they arrest you if you're a guy and you're accused of sexual assault, physical assault. They arrest you first and look for evidence later. Like, they do not play. They do not play. So I knew that if we went to the police, he really has a lot to lose. And I know that he was supposed to think about that. Okay, I'm not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize my future. But do we know why people do the things they do? We don't. So I ended up having to convince my friend to just let it go, and I'll end my friendship with him, and you know, we just ignore him and we don't even greet him, and we just pretend that he never existed. And I'm very good at doing that. I'm very good at just like walking out on a person and pretending you don't exist if you've really hurt me. But yeah guys, that is the story that I wanted to share with you guys, how I accidentally got drugged because I could not practice self-control, I guess. Like, I did not have to have a sip of that drink, but that does not make my actions as space are okay. He's still just a low down dirty you know what. I hope this serves as a lesson to those of you who are trusting. I'm very trusting naturally, but now I have to apply myself in situations to not be so trusting, because human beings just aren't the same. You know, we're different. There are human beings you can trust, there are some that you can't trust. But you know, trusting can be a beautiful thing, but it can also be a hurtful and dangerous thing. So I just feel like it's better to initially not trust and then work your way into trust with a person than to just trust a person from the get-go. So don't be drinking stuff from strangers, because people are out there.
Like, they want to kill you.
I mean, let's not take it that far, but nobody's trying to kill Hosanna. People are trying to kill my niece. But yeah guys, that is the story that I wanted to share with you. I hope it was helpful, more than enjoyable. But I wanted to come out here and film a chatty video for all my new subscribers. I see you, and listen, as long as I get new subscribers, I will always recognize, because I really do appreciate the fact that you guys take the time to subscribe, because subscribing means that you're going to see each and every one of my uploads and my activity on YouTube. So that means you're actually interested in this space. So I'm very, very grateful to those of you who are subscribed to my channel, and hello to my new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing. Be sure to keep up with me on my Instagram, Miss_Pommy, and my Facebook page, Love Being Pretty. Guys, so please in all my other videos. Stay safe in this very dangerous and tricky world, and salute.